India is already halfway into Shark Tank India Season 4, but we wanted to check and see how the startups that pitched on Shark Tank India Season 1 are doing today. And so without further ado, let's get started with the startup whose founder was on the receiving end of Ashneer Grover's popular Doglapan remark, and I'm talking here about Bummer's founder, Sulay Lavsi. Bummer was founded in 2020 as a stylish and comfortable innerwear brand, and when Sulay appeared on Shark Tank India, he was asking for 75 lakh rupees in exchange for 4% equity, but his pitch took an unexpected turn when Ashneer Grover questioned his intentions, asking whether he was seeking investment on the best terms or targeting specific investors. And Sulay responded that he wanted to partner with Aman Gupta and Vinita Singh due to their experience with D2C brands, and this led to a heated exchange, with Ashneer accusing Sulay of Doglapan and questioning his decision to raise funds from Be Next, which Ashneer claimed was a fintech-focused investor. But in spite of this tension, Sulay did manage to secure a commitment from Aman Gupta and Namita Thapar, who offered 75 lakh rupees for 7.5% equity. Now, Vinita Singh chose not to invest, but she did praise Sulay for standing his ground during negotiations. At the time of the pitch, Bummer was generating 15 lakh rupees in monthly sales, primarily through their website with no presence on e-commerce platforms, and Sulay closed the deal within 60 days of airing and credits the Sharks for helping him to expand his e-commerce business. Since then, Bummer's revenue has grown 8 to 10x, and they've also expanded beyond innerwear to socks, t-shirts, shorts, and even launched their own retail operations, increasing the company's valuation by between 4 and 5x in the process. Now, while Sulay walked away from Shark Tank India with a deal and the opportunity to pitch his startup on national television, the next company here got neither. Meet Algomage, which was called PicSniff when Anand Rathi pitched it on Shark Tank India in 2021. Oh, and by the way, Anand was actually the official photographer for Akash Ambani's wedding back in 2019. Now, talking about Algomage, it uses advanced algorithms to simplify the editing process for photographers and editors. And these are tasks that would typically take weeks, but now they're done in less than 6 hours using this innovative software. But here's the twist. This wasn't the product that Anand pitched on Shark Tank India. Instead, Anand presented Algomage as an image and video sharing platform, and the pitch revolved around an algorithm that could search an entire database and then email all of the photos after you'd uploaded just one. But the Sharks weren't impressed. Most of them compared it to Google with Piyush Bansal, even commenting that he could build the same functionality using Google Drive in just a day. But despite the criticism, Anand was confident in his product. He explained that this was just phase 1 of his plan, and eventually he wanted to disrupt giants like Adobe. But on top of that, his pitch didn't even make it onto TV. Instead, it was uploaded later on as part of Shark Tank India's Unseen Pitches on YouTube, but Anand didn't leave empty-handed. He took the Sharks' feedback on his go-to-market strategy and pivoted. And today, Algomage has evolved, expanding their services beyond retail customers to enterprise clients like Jio, Motilal Oswal, and Book My Show. Now, Anand didn't reveal exact revenue figures, but he did say that Algomage's revenue has grown 7 to 8x since their pitch. And while he couldn't get a deal on Shark Tank India, Algomage has since raised $600,000, and Anand is now in the process of raising a pre-Series A round as well. Now, ultimately, Anand chose to walk away from the deals that he was offered, but this next startup wasn't even offered a deal in the first place. The startup I'm talking about here is Powertree. Founded by Sunny Pandya and Mayank Patel in 2018, Powertree specializes in designing and manufacturing solar-powered solutions. And when they appeared on Shark Tank India, they showcased their flagship product, the Solar Powertree, a compact and innovative solar energy solution, but unfortunately they didn't secure any commitments from the Sharks. But the founders of this startup didn't let that stop them. Sunny admits that while the Sharks' feedback was tough to hear, it helped them to reshape their business strategy and growth trajectory, and at the time of their pitch, Powertree had achieved 6 crore rupees in lifetime revenue, primarily from government contracts. But fast forwarding to today, and Powertree has significantly diversified their business to focus on innovative D2C products like the solar gazebo, solar balcony, and solar facade. And these products have helped them to scale their lifetime revenue to an impressive 35 crore rupees, all the while maintaining a healthy 20% net profit. And as for the valuation of the company, Sunny is keeping that under wraps for now, as Powertree is currently raising their first round of external funding. Okay, the next Shark Tank India Season 1 startup on our list is Altor, and it's one of the very few startups for whom the commitment that they received on the show and the deal that they actually closed with the Sharks was the same. This deal was 50 lakh rupees rupees for 7% equity, and this money came through less than 2 months after the airing of their Shark Tank India episode. Altor was started by 4 friends in 2019 after one of their friends lost their life in a motorcycle accident, and so the solution that they came up with was smart helmets. These helmets would notify emergency contacts in the event of an accident, and all of the sharks loved the idea of helmets that could potentially save millions of lives. Namita, Thapar, and Aman Gupta were the 2 most interested sharks, and so they were the ones who went in on this deal, and honestly, it seems like they did a great job as investors because Shamik, one of the founders of the company, and his team's experience was completely different from the usual story of the sharks not following through or ghosting the founders, and Shamik even wrote a LinkedIn post praising Namita for being an amazing mentor and investor. And when we spoke with Shamik, he said that the guidance that the sharks offered him in terms of his go-to-market strategy and business plan were invaluable. When they pitched on Shark Tank India, Altor only had 100 orders and 500 pre-orders, but after their episode aired, they saw a 300% spike in web searches for the product and category, and today they have 25,000 people waiting to buy their helmets. And since then, they've launched more products, like for example Sentinel, which is a live vehicle tracking and anti-theft device, and also this device called Mercury, which is a hands-free call and voice assistant. And finally, let's talk about the last startup on this list, Bamboo India. Founded in 2016 by Yogesh and Ashwini Shinde, Bamboo India is on a mission to replace single-use plastics with their eco-friendly bamboo products. When Yogesh and Ashwini appeared on Shark Tank India, they were asking for 80 lakh rupees in exchange for 4% equity, and surprisingly, they walked away with an even better commitment of 80 lakh rupees in exchange for 3.5% equity from Anupam, Mittal, and Ashneer Grover. And it's very rare for startups to secure a higher valuation than what they asked for on the show. However, after the episode aired, Yogesh made the unexpected decision to not go through with the funding. Why? Well, Yogesh revealed that his primary reason for pitching on Shark Tank India wasn't to raise funds, but instead to gain PR and to validate Bamboo India's valuation. And this actually worked. Within 100 days of airing, Bamboo India generated 1.8 crore rupees in revenue, far more than what they would have received from the sharks. Taking investor money would have meant scaling quickly and burning cash, and so Yogesh opted for sustainable growth instead, a decision that both Anupam and Ashneer respected. Now, at the time of their pitch, Bamboo India operated a single manufacturing plant and focused primarily on B2B sales. But today, they've shifted to a D2C model with 40% of their revenue now coming from online sales. And they've also expanded to 4 manufacturing plants and grown their product line to include bamboo toothbrushes, straws, and ear swabs, all eco-friendly alternatives to plastic. And thanks to their sustainable approach, Bamboo India is projected to close FY25 at 6 crore rupees in revenue. All right, I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, you might also enjoy the entire playlist that we've made where we've covered the aftermath of a bunch of other Shark Tank India Season 1 startups. You can check that video out in the top right corner of your screen. But either way, I'm Caleb Friesen, and this has been Backstage with Millionaires. I'll catch you in the next one.